Many say he is fearless and courageous, a top political player with intimidating credentials. Well, he's been outspoken and fought the federal authorities on many fronts. At home, his demolition of hotels in his bid to enforce compliance with the coronavirus-induced lockdown of the state brought him stiff opposition. He has not spared his own party, the People's Democratic Party, calling some of her members tax collectors. He has also attacked the Nigeria Governors Forum, tagging it a toothless bulldog for their seeming silence in the eviction of Governor Godwin Obaseki from the APC. But recently, he seemed to have found his rhythm and says he's open for constructive criticism. Tonight, I'm delighted to be joined by the Executive Governor of Rivers State, Wike. Thank you so much, Mr. Governor. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsnight tonight. Let's begin with this rather curious one that happened only very recently, where you played a very major role in trying to bring some level of reconciliation in the Edo PDP, only for you to pull out and say that members of the National Working Committee of the PDP in Edo State were tax collectors. Exactly what do you mean by that, and exactly who were they taxing?
Well, thank you for giving me this opportunity to be able to express my views as it relates to the politics in PDP and as it affects the recent PDP primaries that took place in Edo State. First of all, I want to say that there's one man who loves PDP. If there's one man who has stood by PDP, if there's one man who could not stand by PDP, I think I am, and I state. What I have always said in life is that politics is a game where you must play it with everybody agree. Yes, sometimes there will be disagreement, but it's the ability to be able to reconcile everybody and make sure as an opposition party, you don't have a division. You don't have what it takes as a ruling party to make some people feel that you do not want them. And like I told my brother Obaseki, and anybody who knows me will say that look, I have nothing against him. And I told him, after the primary, how are you now? Are you happy? He said he's very happy that at least his home. There's no opposition amongst the party. But if we had allowed what was going on then to continue, you would by now you would have had the kind of division that you are having with in the APC. And so as an opposition party, we can't afford to have that kind of division. Even if it is at a dying minute, you'll be able to resolve as an opposition party. You call all the warring factions, for example, all the interested groups, for example, look, this is what we think. And then they should be able to say, okay, this is what we think. At the end of the day, you will arrive at a consensus, and that will make the party to be united. And because we have not been in power for 12 years in Edo State, so you must be careful in what decision you take. As a governor, it's an advantage. However, you don't just say because as a governor, you push him on the people, you have a kind of faction. And today, everybody's happy talking about Edo State. If we had gone to that primary without agreeing on issues, you would have had the kind of faction that you see APC is having today. And I thank God for that. Now, when you say, I said some people, look, I have always told people, whether you like it or not, truth is very bitter in this country. People don't like you to tell them the simple truth. And for people like us, we believe that we owe our God, we owe ourselves the simple truth to tell so that we can move forward. What is the truth? Some people, because of their selfish interests, because believing that, yes, a governor is coming, therefore, let's do it. Without letting them know that, look, you can't go on that way. Some people interpret even certain things in the constitution of the party, which is not correct. When I see an infraction, or when I see constitutional infraction of a party, I say, no, this can put us into trouble. And if I'm not done what we did, I can tell you, the kind of litigations you would have seen would have been something else. And that would have not given Obaseki the comfort of campaigning. As you're campaigning, you don't know what is happening in court. This person is in court, the other person is in court, the other person is in court, and you cannot concentrate. Now he's a happy man, very comfortable. All the three aspirants stepped down, so there's nobody that can take him to court tomorrow. That is what we are talking about. Political solution. Come together. You agree, you lose this side, you gain this side. And then you make the party to move forward. That's what we did. But some people will misadvise the party. Some of them say they are legal advisors, they are the highest. No. You don't do things that way. You don't do things that way. Because at the end of the day, we want to take over power. And we must keep ourselves together. But as our own position, if we go with the way you want us to go, we'll have more crisis. And so it's not right for everybody is not saying it. That there's no way APC can win election. It's not possible. So the risk that we took, and to make sure, have a sleepless night, that we have arrived at it. And so we're very happy about it. About tax collectors or not. I mean, I don't want people to, I never said NWC. I said some. So there's no need to go back to that. What was reconciled? If we have not reconciled, then you have seen me come out as a party man, not as a governor.
Mr. Governor, I was asking you earlier whether you were pleased, whether you're happy about the circumstances that actually brought Godwin Obaseki to the PDP.
Well, when it says circumstances, first of all, as a party person, I would want to make sure that, first of all, as a South person, I would want the whole South states to belong to one political group, which it is what is likely to be. And if you say what I'm happy, yes, I'm happy that APC should be in crisis. It's not my business to help APC to be united. You remember that we also had our own crisis under Ali Modi Sharif, and APC was also jubilating over that. So as politicians, yes, it is my prayer. It is my prayer that even though this artificial progress they think they have made, unfortunately for them, we have taken one more state, and we believe that because it's not really a truly political party, there are people who just organize themselves just to take over power. I believe that would also take another state. So I'm happy with the circumstances that brought Obaseki. It's not, I can't be praying for APC to be united, not to make mistake. As somebody who wants his party to be in power, it's for me to every day make sure that they make mistake, and they will continue to make mistake, and then my party will continue to grow. And that's what you remember too. When PDP had its
if I could quickly comment at this point, when you say that you've been accused actually of being the brain behind the crisis within the APC in Rivers State, would that be true then? Going with what you have just said, that you'd be happy that APC actually implodes?
So are you saying that if my opponent, for example, who wants me to die, and on the way is going, and he dies in that accident, so it is me that caused it? That is not correct. The party says that there's nothing that happens in APC in Rivers State that my name will not be called. Take, for example, every court injunction they get, it is me. But you also forget that the same APC went to Plateau State and got some court orders or judgments. Why did they not call the governor of Plateau State? I'm not a member of APC. I have no business. What's my business to cause crisis for them? Is this capacity for everybody to understand that, look, only no one man can take the show. Everybody has to be together. That is just the problem. So if they cannot put themselves together and say one man will be qualified, it's their problem. Just like I've told you, in PDP, we had a problem in Edo, and we were able to say, look, we cannot do it this way. We have to do something that everybody will be carried along. So we learn assuming we did not succeed in doing that. Why would I go and blame APC? That APC is the one causing crisis for us in Edo State. It does not make sense. It doesn't make. What is my business to cause crisis for them?
Some supporters of your predecessor, Rotimi Amechi, actually only last week threatened to set Rivers State on fire, insinuating that that you are actually in support of Magnus Abe, who is a member of the APC. But let's listen to that and get your reaction.
If they do anything against His Excellency, Right Honorable Chibika Rotimi Amechi, we are going to burn down River State. Yes. Yes. We are going to shut down every federal agency, every multinational company. We are going to destroy everything and put River State in crisis. Yes. We are going to tell them that Rotimi Amechi is not a man that they can toy with. Yes. And we will make sure that any person who wants to die, that we are going to die with him. Yes. And any person who wants to live, we are going to live with him. Yes. We are warning Magnus Abe and Iga Aguma and all of them. They say that they want peace. What is their business with what is happening in Edo? What is happening in Edo has exposed them and exposed their allegiance and people they are working for. As it stands now, if they want to leave, then they should be cautious. Because we will not be alive to see them to be alive to do whatever they want to do against Chibika to be able to. That's all. It is either we all die together and forget about River State, or we harmonize in peace. We are saying it now that it has not happened. Whoever that we sympathize with, whoever should start down. The President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, should talk to the Chief of Army Staff now. Should talk to the General Police now. Should talk to DSS now. Should talk to the Chief Justice of the Federation now.
All right, I believe you heard and listened to that threat coming from pro-Rotimi Amechi group. What do you make of these threats, and exactly how do you plan to respond to this?
Well, it's really unfortunate. I was able to watch the interview you had with the Minister of Transportation and the comments made by Magnus Abe. And the Minister of Transportation admitted that yes, that the person who threatened is his supporter, not only supporter, as far as we know, his cousin from the village. And he went far to say that that is not the River State he left. And the other governors left that River State has come into the lowest end. I will agree with him on one side. Yes, River State will go into the where people cannot want to destroy the state, and incidentally from his party, and who is related with him, and that security people cannot come up to say, look, we cannot take this. A situation where somebody would threaten the existence of a state, and the security people are doing nothing, not saying anything. I told them I will not going to complain to anybody because this threat is in the public domain. Now, why is the young one saying so? They have the police, they have the army, they have the Air Force, they have the SSS. Can you tell me Nigerian security, for whatever it takes, will want such a video? Without saying that, look, who is this person that will have this stability to make this kind of comments that because APC is having problems, therefore, they will burn down River State. You remember, APC had problems in court. the same people went and shut down the courts. So, and the Minister of Transportation cannot also say so. He knows when he was governor, in the history of this country, which has never happened, he shut down the courts for 2 years. The same is of the supporters are coming out now based on that experience that nothing will happen and nothing happened. Now they are going to burn down the judiciary and the state. And nobody has called anybody to order or to say, who are these people? We must arrest them. So the minister coming out to say, if they know me, I'm not a man of violence, I'm not a man of this. I mean, we are not children. We know what is going on. You did it, you shut the court for 2 years. You did it, your boss went and shut the court because they had a matter. The CJN then ordered for them to be arrested. Police did not do anything. Why? Because you are in charge of the police. Why? Because you are in charge of the army. Why? Because the security agencies are under you. So that is what you said. That's why you have said that the state has gone to that lowest ebb. But he wouldn't say, in terms of development, that the state has come so low, and which he knows Nigerians are aware that in terms of development, in terms of making the state to move forward, that our government will have done so well. So you can imagine a young man and his colleague telling the existence of a unit of Nigeria. Nothing has happened. The president did not say so. Now, in fact, let me tell you why they say so. When President Buhari came for campaign here, the minister who said he does not believe in violence, he sang a war song in Igbo land. He sang a war song saying that this election, that there will be war. That there will be war. What happened? Nobody concerned him. No security agency concerned him. And so it is clear. They are in charge of security. They are in charge of everything. And it is very, very
all right,
unfortunate.
Mr. Governor, as the chief executive in terms of, I mean, you are the chief security officer of the state. And speaking of your handling of the state or how the state is faring on your watch, you have had all manner of run-ins, both at the federal, with the center, and of course the DCP in your state, whom you say flouted your arrest of some people who actually, went against the coronavirus lockdown in your state. You arrested them and put them in isolation, prison, also, so to speak. What exactly is the situation with that?
It is the same thing that I've always said. A governor gives instruction. A deputy commissioner of police said, no, that instruction cannot stand. Now, where does it work? I have told everybody who cares to hear. Governors are not chief security officers of their states. Governors are chief logistics officers of their state. Governors are only seen when it is time to bring funds for security agencies in the state. Thereafter, you have no influence. You have no control. You cannot tell them to do anything and that happens. And for us, we're talking about COVID-19. You're talking about safety of your people. Now look at what is going on in the country today. And you have given an order. You started an executive order. Now look, this should not happen. A deputy commissioner of police went and violated order. In fact, the commissioner of police was transferred. The Air Force commander was transferred. The director was transferred because they worked with the governor. So the new person you have brought, all of them are also panicking. No, we will not work with the governor because if you do, they may also transfer us. So that is the system, that is the situation you find in your country. They play double standards, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And that is why I said the Minister of Transportation cannot say what he's saying. He knows the truth of the matter, that the security system of what's happening in this country is dependent on the party you belong to.
The security situation, there seems to be a troubling rise in cultism in your state. In 2019 alone, according to Amnesty, about 60 persons lost their lives, unfortunately, to cultist activities. What exactly are you doing to push back cultism in your state? Are you really troubled about this?
Why not even ask the cultism? Talk about the insecurity in Nigeria. Today, Rivers State is comparatively very, very safe. We have fought the cultists to a standstill, but you cannot say in Nigeria today, look at the kind of insecurity that we are having. So if the human rights are saying that 60 people died as a result of cultism, what have they said about the killings of the bandits in those other states? Because those states are controlled by the ruling party. You can attest to the fact that today, if there's that insecurity, you cannot be seeing the kind of development in terms of infrastructure in this state. You cannot. Multinational companies are working. Why are they working? Why is insecurity not affecting them? Why are they working? Jonas Vega is here. CCECC is here working. Setraku is here working. Lubrix is here working. Dariset is here working. So many companies are here working. Nobody talks about security. I have told you, these are institutions, these are government institutions that always make sure that some states that they seem not to be friendly are put in bad light so that they will say that the state is not doing well. But unfortunately, the people in the state are aware that the state is moving on very, very well. I heard the Minister of Transportation said he has never been to the state since January 2019. But he knows it's not correct.
Why is that?
He knows it's not correct.
Why is that really? Well, we'll try to find out why your predecessor, Governor Rotimi Amechi, has not been to the state. Your Excellency, you were saying that former Governor Rotimi Amechi said that he had not visited Rivers since January of 2019. Why is that? Do you have any idea why that is? Is it because your body language says that he's not welcome in Rivers State?
What I'm trying to say that that's not correct. Was it not here when the election took place in 2019? So that is fundamental. That. Was it not here when the election? But apart from that, he has been coming to Rivers State. His house is close to government house. So there's no way he will come into Rivers State. I will not. Even if he stays in a hotel, I will know. So you see, but when people want to play to the gallery, when they want to paint the state black, they tell you all kinds of stories. And it is only people who, I don't even understand, we believe such story. He was there during the election. He has been after election. He has come before the Christmas. He has come even before the COVID. And so, why would somebody tell members of the public that he has not been to Rivers State? So simply because you want to paint the state black, and which is not true. You should be able to tell people the simple truth. It's not correct. And for us, that is their modus operandi. That's the way they sell themselves to the members of the public. That's the way they can blacklist or blackmail the state. Because if you come to the state, you see the way the state will turn around, that's the infrastructural development, it will be shocking to you. If they will allow flight to come in, I will invite Arise to come to the state and see what is in the state and see whether that was what it was.
when they were here. I don't want to go into the politics of whatever they are doing. Magnus has nothing to do with me. You are aware that Magnus was one of those who were criticizing me during the COVID demolition of the property.
All right. Of course, we will take you up on that offer to come to Rivers State to see what is on ground. A lot has been said about, you know, your handling of the coronavirus situation in Rivers State. Let's go back to that it's been less than salutary. You have a situation where about 20 medical doctors down with, of course, tested positive, over 60 other health workers, the same situation. And you did say that you actually scored your state 95% in terms of compliance with the coronavirus directives. This doesn't seem to align with what some people think about your handling of the state during COVID.
What do they think about my handling of the COVID? I mean, if I know what they think, then I should be able to respond. what
have not handled the situation well, especially with your run-ins with the private helicopter company, which really was on essential duties, and a whole lot of other things. You manning the streets personally as governor of the state, people don't expect that you would be the one manning the state to ensure compliance with the COVID-19 protocols.
Then the problem is that I was the one who went out. That's the problem. But if another person had gone out like a commissioner, it would have been a problem. That is the problem we have in the country. A governor said, look, this must be done, and goes out to make sure that has been implemented. It becomes a problem. You want a governor that will sit in his office and people are coming to tell him things. Now, what is the issue of the about the COVID essential duty? What is essential duty? 70% of the corona cases we have today comes from the oil companies. 70% related to oil companies. And what do I say? Listen, if you are coming into the state, can we know those you are bringing in? They are oil workers. They are going to the rigs. What is their status? They are coming from Lagos. They are coming from Delta, for example. They are coming from Akwa Ibom, for example. And with the station, fold their hands, and you just go in. We don't know where you're heading to, in a hotel, and then we'll get infected, and we'll say, look, this is wrong. So many companies like LNG, Shell, Total have written to us to say, look, we want to bring in so. It's okay. How many are there? 5. Our health officers and the health team must check them first and know what situation they are in. And that becomes a problem, because I said you cannot just bring in people. I have no right, like I said, to stop anybody. I'm not in charge of the airspace water. I'm not. The state is not in charge. I said it clearly. I'm not ignorant of the law. But having come into the state, we need to know you must be regulated by the law of the state. You must be guided by the law. Now I have said 60-70% of the cases we're having are related to oil workers. What
yes,
has anybody
we do
said
get
now?
that point. And you also went ahead to demolish these hotels. Some people would say that it amounts to, you know, using a sledgehammer to kill an ant. Was this not extreme? And what do you think about the backlash that followed?
What in fact, if you know me very well, I know the state. I never even bothered, I never even heard. People were telling me what people were saying. Because I know, just like I told people like Femi Falana the next time, a human rights activist who came out to say this is an infringement, this that we give an embarrassment to the board of benchers, that the law does not recognize that. The other day, a CP in Ondo State went and stopped a deputy governor that was living, and even said on video that he heard that the deputy governor was defecting to the other political party. Now, I now ask people like Femi Falana, I can't believe this, that that human rights today is dead. Where are you? This is a man who had immunity. Look at the constitutional infraction. You cannot say anything. What we did, we're talking about life. We're talking about safety of rivers. And we said, look, nobody should open the hotel. Everything should be shut down. And if you know where this hotel situated, if you will be the first man of time, we cannot allow it. We are criminals already take place. What happened? They went and beat up the task force, butchered them with knife, and then you tell me as a governor, I should sit down where your staff are being butchered to death, and then you tell me I should not take action. So the hotel or that building you call is more important than those people that were caught with cutlasses that were butchered. The hotel is more important because we want to play human rights. And as a sitting governor, I should see our people being killed. Now let me also ask you one question. Why is it that Nigerians don't talk? When a soldier who goes for official duty is being killed, and you want them to fold their hands, if you do that, you're encouraging impunity. You're encouraging things that are bad. And why is River State was so peculiar? Was that the first time buildings are being demolished? Churches have been demolished in Kaduna, in Abuja, in so many places. Why did that one take so much important? People took so much interest. Why? You should have asked yourself. And today, the man has been convicted. Those who were in the hotel tested positive.
Are you saying, Mr. Governor, that there are situations where it would be proper to actually set aside human rights?
No, that's not the point I'm saying. The point I'm saying that the court of human rights we're playing today depends on your interest. That's the point I'm talking about. That's the point I'm talking about. Human rights will be played in a general form, not because you have interest here, you play human rights. Here, you don't have interest, no human rights. That's the point I'm trying to make. But unfortunately, too, that it was not correct. We never, one day, and none of them, and when I challenge any of them to have gone to help the young man, to institute a court action against the River State government. I think the River State government, what we did was wrong. And it is easy for us to come on pages of newspapers or the electronic media.
Mr. Governor, let me take you back to our opening discussion where you actually complained in trying to intervene in the issue of the Edo PDP that they were not carrying people along, they were not carrying everybody along. Now that statement seems to be weighty. It seems to have a different connotation when it comes to Nigerian politics. Exactly what is the meaning of carrying people along within the Nigerian context?
No. Some of you define what is weighty or what is not weighty. What I'm saying is that a governor is coming from another political party. And you want the governor, and which everybody would want, I in person would want. But in trying to do that, for the governor to have the ticket, there are people in that party, there are people who have made sacrifices in that party, who have held that party for 12 years. Therefore, you cannot just say, Governor, you come in, you do this, without talking with those people. Without politics is dialogue. It's not a military kind of thing. This must be done. And that's what I'm saying today, that there is peace in that state. And that the governor is so happy, he enjoys the peace. When everybody met, and he said, look, see this, see that. This person will say no. This person will say yes. It's okay. You have said no. You have said yes. Can we not say how we can come into middle ground? Okay?
Back, Mr. Governor, you were trying to make a point as to what exactly it means in Nigerian politics when you say you're not carrying people along or you're carrying them along. Exactly what does this mean? You were trying to make a point on that.
What it means is this. so that you people in the media, you have your own interpretation of whatever it takes. Now, what does it mean that a government is coming in from a ruling party, which is an advantage to the opposition party? And then, who would want the governor fly the flag of the opposition party, since you know the ruling party does not want to give him a ticket? Now, but in doing that, there were people there in the party. You cannot just say, call them. Why is the opportunity? Even when they are constitutional. And if you don't do that, there will be crisis in the party. Carrying along does not mean giving money. And that is the mistake people make. Carrying along means bringing the stakeholders together. Let them be part of it. Let them air their grievances. Let them say, look, we don't agree. We agree. We agree because of this. We don't agree because of this. Then you will be in a position to say, look, okay, we have had you. We have had you. But what people want in life, give us the opportunity to be part of what we are doing. When that happens, you have peace. But when you say, look, it doesn't matter, they don't care, because it's the governor coming in, you give the governor more problems. Because at the end of the day, the litigation you see, and that's why I say, political parties do not want to keep their houses in order. Tomorrow, they will carry the whole problem to the judiciary and blame the judiciary. You have not kept your house in order.
All right. Now, speaking of that, if I may come in here, 2023 presidency is a major bone of contention. As a matter of fact, if you look deeper, a lot of people will tell you it is the reason why you have this crisis, lingering crisis, both within your party, the PDP, and the APC that seems to have this basket case of a problem. Are you interested in running for presidency come 2023?
That is the problem Nigeria has. You remember, in 2018 to 2019, when I was supporting my friend, was it Tambawa? It was speculated, or it was even, I'm sure, most electronic media carried it that I was going to run with was it Tambawa. That was my first time. I've not finished doing my first time. And you're telling me to give away my second tenure to run for what I'm not sure of. Now, because when you take a position in certain things, people will must control or speculate something. I'm not going to run for president of Nigeria. For now, I'm not going to run. I'm concentrated in developing Rivers State. So people should not, I'm not a party to anybody saying that, look, the problem in PDP is 2023. That can be the problem in APC, because it's a ruling party. It's a ruling party. You must not forget that. As a ruling party, the president is going. And so people want to take over the seat of Mr. President. As PDP, who am I taking over from? You're taking over from nothing. So you're merely going to say,
you did say, you said moments ago that you are not interested in 2023 for now. Are you saying that there are chances that you could, decide to change your mind come tomorrow? And what would it take to change your mind?
No. Well, look, what is today? I just took over 1 year ago. And now you are talking about presidency. When that enters your head, then you will not be able to provide the dividend of democracy for your people. And that is the problem you see in APC. Because everybody is thinking of, I will take over from Mr. President. I will take over from Mr. President. So instead of you to concentrate on doing your work, what everybody is thinking of is, look, I want to take over from Mr. President. They don't even know the minds of Nigeria. But because of our politics, being a ruling party, and Mr. President being there, he will not allow his party to lose out. So how can I, as an opposition person, begin to contemplate of running for president on the election, when I do know, I still have time to provide things for my state. That is a distraction. It's a distraction.
Yeah,
but if it's
a distraction, you call it.
2022,
But let's talk about the thorny issue of the zoning formula, which a lot of people have said sometimes, zoning or, merit is sacrificed on the altar of zoning. Where do you think the PDP zoning should be for 2023 presidency?
that is not for me to tell the media. The NEC, the party will call a meeting. Yes, the party has said it will be zoned to the north. So many people have said no, that is not correct. We'll go back to the meeting. Like I've said, we are a family that will resolve issues. So it's not for anybody now to say what will divide the party. And I've told people, people are just trying to plant things, something in PDP that will divide us. We are not interested, as I tell you. What we want today is how APC that has failed Nigeria should not continue. How we can come up from this calamity that we find ourselves, as they can call it pandemic now. As pandemic, as we call it. We are in a serious crisis. So our own concern is how our party will take over the rest of affairs of the country to move Nigeria forward. Not where you will zone it. We will meet at the appropriate time. And we will all agree. Like we have said before, even though people are saying that should be resisted. And that's what I'm saying. I have no problem, we will all meet. But that shouldn't be a problem to us at all. That should look at the way we resolve a problem.
Now,
problem. We shocked everybody.
Would you have a problem with former Vice President Atiku Abubakar gunning for 2023 presidency again? His son has come out to say that he would like his father to run again in 2023. Would you support that move?
Why would you? It is fundamental right. Why would you say that somebody should not aspire? Even if he has aspired for some time, does not stop him. Like I said, it is too early. I'm not interested to participate in who wants to be the presidential candidate of PDP or not. My interest now is to look. PDP should be well organized. The governor should all stay together. Let's get more seats. And then, when the time comes, we'll all see that who wants to run, who does not want to run. And let's leave speculation. People speculate a lot. You see 3 governors gathered together, people will say, oh, they are thinking of who will be the presidential candidate. You see 5 governors sit together, they are thinking of who will be this. I mean, it is so terrible. We have given Nigerian politics a coloration that is not supposed to be. I cannot visit my colleague today. If you do that, it must be because of presidential election or politics of 2023, which is not supposed to be so. I can visit my friend. How are you doing? How are things? How are you looking at this? See the problem I have.
Finally, let me put this in. In the event that the presidency is zoned to the south-south and one of yours in the state who happens to be, or it could be, Rotimi Amechi for presidency, would you support his candidacy or candidature?
See, if he's running on that PDP, why not? If he's running on that PDP. But if it's an APC, why should I support him? I'm not a member of APC. I don't play politics because you're from Europe. No, I don't do that. I'm a true Nigerian. If Rotimi Amechi is only for presidency today under PDP and he wins the ticket of the party, why not? But if he's running and he gets the ticket of APC and I'm not in APC, that would mean I'm doing anti-party. And that's the problem in the country. I cannot do anti-party at this level. I cannot do that. So I don't want to know
what APC is doing. Thank you so much, the executive governor of Rivers State.